Hello there, Matthew Foxcroft, Account Manager for Fred Olsen Cruise Lines. Well, Fred Olsen are a family-run company. We've been family-run since 1848, so a good amount of years in the sailing business, so to speak. Originally started off as a fisherman, set up by three brothers, Frederick Christian, Petter and Andreas Olsen. Like I said, started off in fishing, moved into the freight business, and in 1986 moved into cruise ships. Currently we've got 4 ships in the fleet, the Black Watch, the Balmoral, the Bremer and the Boudica. And we operate small ships, which has got a bit different now from many of the larger ships that are in the cruise industry. Small ships visiting some really unique and different destinations around the globe. Yeah, Fred Olsen Cruise Lines is a traditionally British cruise experience. So even though we're Norwegian family run, the overall experience caters very, very well for the British market. That's down to a few sort of things that we have on board. The staff are only English speaking, mostly from the Philippines. Captains tend to be Norwegian, but the staff are superb on board. Sterling currency on board as well. But the experience, because it's small ships, is very, very friendly. And that's some of the feedback that we always get back from our clientele. I think we've got the sort of catchphrase as one of the friendliest cruise lines afloat at the minute. And people always sort of say, well, we feel like they're cruising with Fred. We feel like they know Fred personally because of the atmosphere which they have on board. But overall, good entertainment on board, fantastic entertainment. The food's superb. I think when most people go online and look at Fred Olsen, they'll always see some comments on how superb the food is. Nice choice, but catered to the British market. I think a lot of people think Fred Olsen Cruise Lines, because of the Norwegian heritage, that we just offer Norwegian fjord cruising. But there's a big depth of different itineraries that we offer. Over 220 ports of call in our current brochure, which is an awful lot considering we've only got the 4 ships in the fleet. But really helped out by 10 regional departure ports that we operate from around the UK. But also we do operate fly cruise as well. And some of the people may not be that familiar with the fly cruises that we operate. Some of these are brand new to the industry. We operate a ship down in Mauritius over the winter time of 2017, operating 14-night itineraries around the Indian Ocean. And then the ship then voyages across to Cape Town, where we have 2-week itineraries around South Africa. So sometimes people say the perceptions of Fred Olsen are Norway, Canary Islands. We've got a big following of people that know we do a lot of the Canary Islands, the fast ferries that we have operate in the Canary Islands as well. But sometimes when we say to people, do you know we have a ship based in Cape Town, or do you know we have a ship based in Port Louis, Mauritius, people are always a little bit surprised by that. Yeah, new for 2017, we announced our exotic fly cruise brochure. And some people may be looking at the current brochure and not see these itineraries in that brochure, and that's because these are brand new. What we're actually doing is we're taking the ship from Liverpool and transiting all the way down to Port Louis in Mauritius, which is a 33-night voyage down to Mauritius. And a lot of people would always say that Fred Olsen would generally do this as one entire voyage. But what we're actually doing, which is brand new, is actually basing the ship in Mauritius. So it will be in and out of Port Louis, so flights from Manchester and from London Gatwick direct to Mauritius. And then we're transiting up to the Seychelles, across to Madagascar, which is a wonderful port of call. I think people are always sort of talking about some new different destinations to see when they hear people saying Madagascar, wow, I've never been there before. And then from Madagascar all the way back down to Port Louis again. And then after that we'll have a couple of voyages around the Indian Ocean, and then we'll take the ship from Port Louis, Mauritius and transit it across to Cape Town. These are some fantastic itineraries, but one of the real benefits of these itineraries are the overnight stays. Because people always ask us, and they always say, generally in cruising, you know, I love that port of call, but I didn't feel like I got enough time there. And that's one thing which we're really sort of trying to emphasise on the South Africa itineraries, because if you go into South Africa, you've got to do the safaris. So what we decided to do is do a number of overnight stays on the itinerary. So you've got an overnight stay in Durban, you've got the overnight stay in Port Elizabeth as well, and you've got 3 nights in Cape Town. And that's going to enable people to go off and do the safaris, try and see the big 5, and then come back to Cape Town, once again a flight direct back to Manchester or London Gatwick. So some fantastic new itineraries that a lot of people might not think Fred Olsen would traditionally do, but new for the industry.